everybody. My name is Brian Risley. I manage a couple programs at APLA Health, but the important one is our HIV in older adults program called HIVE. And for the last 18 months, we've been in West Hollywood every third Thursday with great guests like Michelle Simic, who's going to be speaking tonight. We have Neva Chapette on rotation. We have Antonio Lamons, who's a life coach. Some other really good people that we bring in to do sort of life skills workshops. But Michelle put together a presentation on fraud and calling Unmasking Fraud. Michelle Simic used to be at APLA Health, has worked for AbbVie and is currently on the MCC team at the UCLA Care Clinic. And we're very happy to have her as our guest speaker tonight. So I'm going to turn it over to Michelle.
Everyone, I'm so glad to be here. I did work for APLA for a while, and it's always an honor to be asked to come back home and to speak to you guys. I know that HIVE members know how much I love them, and I'm so glad to see everyone tonight. I wish I could like hug you through the screen, but we'll just kind of do this, and I'm looking forward to August or September when we can all be together again. Tonight, as many, well, I think most of you know me, but just in case, I've been in HIV working over 20 years. I've worked at AIDS Research Alliance, APLA, worked for AbbVie. This is my third time working at the Care Center, UCLA Care Center, third time's a charm. And I'm proud part of the MCC program there. All right, so this is what we're talking about. Brian came up with this title. Oops, I can see myself. That's a little distracting. There we go. I love this title, Unmasked, COVID-19 Frauds and Scams. So I know none of us expected this all to happen. COVID-19, coronavirus, they're the same thing, however you want to call it. None of us expected this to happen, let alone for us to be home from work, in our lives for what now, going on 7-8 weeks. So I want to talk about, and I don't want to scare anyone, but I want to do is empower folks. So I know that there's some clients on the call. I also know there's a couple of service providers on the call. So whoever you are, take this information and share it with other people, because in addition to us worrying about getting infected with COVID or perhaps transmitting it to someone, we also do need to be careful because there's some folks out there, I call them COVID criminals, that's my new buzzword, who want to take our money, want to take our peace of mind. So let's not let them do that. What am I gonna cover today? I'm gonna talk about what the current scams are, and so what to beware of, how to protect yourself, so how to make yourself less of a target. What do you do if you get scammed? And I also want to end on a happy note because scamming is such a complicated, this is a tough topic. I want us to also not forget about our local heroes, or I should have put sheroes since I'm a feminist, who are actually working to make the world better as opposed to trying to scam us. It wouldn't be a Michelle presentation if there wasn't a brief moment with my cat, and then we'll open up for questions and comments. So let's start. What to watch out for? One thing to definitely watch out for are ads for test kits. These may show up in your inbox, in your email, or if you're on social media, if you're on Facebook, they may be alongside, you know, where they put ads alongside where your profile is. Those are fake. There is one test kit. There is one home test kit that has been approved by the FDA, but not anyone can get it. You have to actually get an order from your healthcare provider, whoever that is, doctor, nurse practitioner, physician assistant. If someone tries to tell you a home test kit, it is fake. I don't care how pretty the website is, it is fake. Also, I want to stress that as of today, as of this moment, there is no vaccine against COVID-19. And by the way, no matter what a certain member of the government says, vaccine development takes a really, really long time. We're not going to have a vaccine by next week. I don't think we're going to have a vaccine by next month. In fact, I think it's going to take several months, and that would be really, really fast. Generally, vaccine development takes years. We still don't have a vaccine for HIV, and we still don't have a vaccine for Hep C. I think it took us about 40 years for us to figure out a vaccine for polio. So anyone who says that there's a vaccine out there and is offering to give it to you, nope, that is a scam. That is fake. Don't believe it. Also, this is a bit more insidious. Scammers are using illegal robocalls, or they're actually using a live person to sell you, quote unquote, low-priced health insurance that doesn't actually exist. Work at home schemes. Were you laid off by coronavirus? Oh, I've got a great job for you. You can make $40,000 a week just working from home. And also treatments and vaccines. First of all, if someone calls you to offer you any of these and you know you're not on the mailing list, it's a scam. Just hang up. Just hang up is one of my favorite things. Just hang up. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Also, there's another scam out there that's very timely. I know that a couple of us were talking about our stimulus checks or the fact that we haven't received them yet. Scammers are calling and emailing and offering, quote unquote, faster checks for a fee. That is fake. That is a scam. The government may be many things, but they are not charging you to get your check. And what they're trying to do, these scammers, what they're trying to do is they're trying to get your social security number, your bank account number, or your government benefits debit card number, use that, and then rob you blind. Also a reminder that the IRS will not contact you via phone, email, text, or social media. IRS is old school. At some point, I did talk to my tax accountant because I was like, hey, where's my check? And it really depends on your last 2 years of taxes, whether you had to pay or whether you got a refund. But we will all be receiving a letter, an OG, old school letter from the IRS in our mailboxes saying, this is how you're going to receive your stimulus. Okay. Also, again, treatments for COVID-19. So just like the early days of the AIDS epidemic, and I believe what still happens actually with certain cancer patients, there are people trying to sell fake treatments. It's, you know, snail excretion from Samoa. It's, you know, bug juice from South Japan. You know, I mean, I'm being sarcastic, but that's what folks are trying to sell. Basically, what they're trying to do is sell you something that is completely valueless and could possibly harm you. What they're also, and again, I don't care how nice the fake website is. No one should be reaching out to you offering fake treatments to you. They are also posting false information about treatments on social media. You may see links when you look at your Facebook profile, or, you know, I know no one in this room goes on Grindr, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, but, you know, some of those ads may appear along the side of your profile. They're fake. Also, these scammers are blowing up, I guess the better word is exaggerating local outbreaks to scare you into purchasing their fake medicine. So they will reach out and say, oh my gosh, Michelle, you need COVID treatment because right where you live off of Venice Boulevard, did you know that 3,000 people have been infected right in your neighborhood? They're getting that targeted with their scams, which is very gross. Also, they are offering, there's some fake doctors out there, right? Online doctors who are offering prescriptions for hydroxychloroquine or chloroquine, which are actually, we are looking at for treatments of COVID, right? But here's the thing, any of these online doctors, we have no idea if these doctors are even real. We have no idea if the pills that you are purchasing are real or would even work for you. Hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine are anti-malaria drugs. So we know that they can help fight malaria, but in the wrong person, they can cause serious heart problems. So it's never a good idea to self-prescribe and to go to one of those, again, online doctors. I don't care if the guy on the website is handsome and the website is pretty, that is a scam. Now, I'm assuming a couple of you are thinking, wait a minute, didn't I hear some news about an FDA-approved treatment? What's happening with that? Well, my gosh, yes, you did, but here's the situation. Remdesivir, so you can tell any drug that the last three letters are VIR, that's an antiviral medication. Remdesivir is a drug by Gilead. I know we've all heard of Gilead. They make a lot of HIV medications. They make a lot of PrEP, or they make 2 PrEP medications, and they do a lot of Hep C medications. It was originally tested as an anti-Ebola drug. And in terms of COVID, one study that scientists will, I'll say, excited, meaning they're as excited as scientists get, shows that it lessens recovery time from coronavirus from 15 days, 4 days shorter, to 11. Now, I've had a couple friends who have had coronavirus, and unfortunately I did have a friend and a colleague pass away. So I think, wow, if you can actually cut 4 days off of that suffering, that would be great. But there's another study out there that showed that this drug actually was not efficacious. It didn't work. So more studies are ongoing, but it can be used now on, focus on these words, an emergency basis. So the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, authorized emergency use of remdesivir. I spelled it wrong there, sorry. What they're going to do is they're going to give, what I read today, 1 million doses to hospitals with the greatest need in the US and abroad. How they're deciding that, I'm not sure. I'm hopeful that it will be a collaboration between the drug company and the hospitals that are in the coronavirus hotspots. But just so you know, emergency use of this medication is not the same as FDA approval. Research is still going to continue with this drug because we've got 2 studies so far that are showing conflicting information. Dr. Fauci, Dr. Anthony Fauci, who I love, both a lot of men and women love, our community adores because he's been a friend to the AIDS community for years. He expressed what he likes to say, this is as excited as a scientist gets, cautious optimism. So that's woohoo in scientist talk. But again, this does not mean that the drug has been approved for use. It's just only being used as an emergency basis. Think of it as the early days of HIV and AIDS, when we didn't know what else to do, so we overdosed everyone. We threw a lot of AZT at folks. Turns out we were giving people too much, and folks were having toxic side effects, okay? So this is kind of like that. By the way, chloroquine and hydroxychloroquine also have emergency use authorizations from the FDA. Other scams to watch out for. I really like this graphic I found. I think this really shows what phishing is. If you look at the guy in the phone, guy with the mask, not the COVID mask, but the bandit mask, they are emailing individuals pretending to be from the WHO, the World Health Organization, or the CDC. What you don't want to do is click on anything they send you, because instead of giving you information that you think they need, they load what we call malware onto your computer. And with that malware, they can steal your information, your passwords, your username, your banking information, your money. So look again at that image on the bottom of the screen. That's what they're trying to do. By the way, mal comes from Latin, meaning bad, right? And mal means bad in Spanish. So software, okay, that's one thing. Malware is a whole other thing. We don't want anyone to get into your computer and be able to run around and just steal whatever they want from your computer. Because I don't know about you, but I have a lot of sensitive information on my computer. And by the way, I just want to stress that the World Health Organization and the CDC, unless you have signed up for their email updates, which they do have, they're not going to just email you out of the blue and give you information. if any two agencies are really busy right now, it would be those two. They don't have time just to say, hey, Michelle, here's some information you need, unless you literally go and sign up to get updates from their website. So be mindful of that. Also, there are bogus deliveries happening in this weird time we're in. I know a lot of us are doing a lot of ordering, stuff we thought we would never order. Groceries. I thought that was so bougie. I'm like, I am never ordering groceries. Well, I was on Instacart last week and it totally worked. Obviously, we're also ordering a bunch of stuff from Amazon that we need just to get through this time. But please watch out for the fake ones. Criminals, I call them COVID criminals, will call from a fake shipping company to schedule a delivery, and they will show up in a quote unquote uniform to deliver your package. So obviously the photo I included is an exaggeration. I mean, if that guy showed up at your door, I don't know what you do. Give him a beer, tell him to get on his way. I mean, obviously he's wearing it's a Halloween costume, but take a look at people's uniforms. I realize that lately I'm just opening my door. I've got my mask and my gloves on, but if someone's like delivery, I just open the door. I'm like, okay, great. Thanks DoorDash. Thanks Amazon. I realize I'm not double checking who this person is. So take a glance, make sure that they're not just wearing a pair of Dickies and a work shirt that kind of look like a uniform. Make sure it's a real uniform. They should have an ID badge on. And here's the kicker. If they ask you for a quote unquote delivery fee or say that your card has not been charged yet for an item, that is a scam. The other thing I didn't put on here and I realized I forgot is another scam that they're doing is they're saying, oh, they're showing up with flowers or they're showing up with a bottle of alcohol. Well, this is a present from your cousin or from your blah, blah, blah. Oh, but we just need a small fee, a delivery fee. Nope, that is fake. First of all, they're trying to get your money, or worse, they're trying to get inside your home. And we don't know what they have with them. You know what I mean? In terms of a weapon. So this is a scam. So just be mindful. And I'm focusing on being more mindful myself as I'm a woman living in my apartment with another female roommate. I am actually looking at people now. Once I started researching for this presentation, I'm looking at folks. Oh, great. Okay, they have an ID. Or sometimes I'll pop my head out into the street. Oh, yep, there's the Amazon truck or there's a UPS truck. Does that make sense? No one should ask you for money for a delivery. Okay, so let's talk about we're gonna shift gears for a second and talk about research because I talked a little bit about the Gilead drug and hydroxychloroquine. I just want to stress that these are crazy times, but rest assured that actual real research is happening. It's locally for sure. It is happening where I work at UCLA. I know Cedars-Sinai has started doing research as well. Folks are looking at treatment for COVID. UCLA is also looking at PEP. So we think of PEP, we think of HIV, right? You get exposed to, HIV, then you take HIV medications for 30 days, and most of the time, then that can prevent infection. Well, we're trying PEP out to see if it will prevent COVID infections as well. Yes, of course, everyone wants a vaccine that will prevent it, but like I said, that's gonna take a while. And they're also looking at antibodies. What do the COVID antibodies really mean? We know in HIV, if someone has antibodies and has a viral load, yes, they are infected. That person is infected with HIV. But some folks could have antibodies and not have any symptoms. Or do the antibodies mean that they can't get COVID again? To be honest, researchers don't know. And I put this slide in there because I just don't want you to think that every opportunity or every piece of news that comes to you is fake. Research is really happening and you may be hearing about it. But by the same token, beware of fake research. Scammers are posing as UCLA. We know this for sure because someone actually from APLA called our program and they wanted to know if UCLA was offering an in-home COVID test as part of a study. Tell you what, we are not. No one is offering in-home COVID tests. First of all, they don't want to put their healthcare workers at risk, or if someone's sick, they don't want to actually come in and make anyone sicker. It's not happening. They're trying to get access to your home and possibly rob you, or scope out your home, see if there's anything of value to take, and have some friends come back and rob you later. So when in doubt, if please do what APLA staff did, reach out and ask. If someone says they're calling from USC, then call USC. By the way, if anyone reaches out to you and says, oh, hey, I've got a study, if you get an email about a study, we're doing COVID prevention, but to be in the study, it'll cost you $200. Nope, that's a scam. Legitimate, real, actual studies do not charge the study participants. So that is a scam. Verify that if you are interested in taking part in a study, great. I used to work in research, so we love research volunteers, but verify that they're legit. Ask them for their contact information, ask them to send you study information, ask them to send you the document called an informed consent. Oh my goodness, I think my cat is about to join the webinar. Hi, Baxter. Other red flag, last one for research, is you should not feel pressured to take part in a study. If people are giving you the hard sell, first of all, that's inappropriate. So that's not good research practice. Secondly, it could be a red flag that this is a scam. Okay, let's talk about Social Security. It is a little complicated because I know that my program, MCC at the Care Center, and I know that Brian's program, HIVE, are talking to clients and saying, hey, if, like I said previously, if someone calls you up and asks for your Social Security number or asks for your date of birth, hang up on them, right? Don't give them don't give them your bank information. Well, things have changed a little with Social Security. The Social Security offices have actually started calling clients who need to renew, and they want to set up a phone appointment. This actually has started. And we know this because one of our amazing clients got a call from the Social Security office, remembered what we had told them, beware of phone scams, and they called us. My colleague Emily called the Social Security office and spoke with a caseworker who said, yes, actually, this is new. We are all working from home as well, and we are trying to make sure that that everyone gets the benefits they're entitled to. But here's the deal. A legit call will not ask you or your client for your Social Security number, okay? If they're calling from Social Security, they should have it. The trick with this is ask for their phone number, and then, what I didn't put on here, I apologize, then do a Google search or call 411 and get the number to the local office and actually call the office and say, hi, does so-and-so work there? Hi, they called to set up an appointment with me. Is this legit? Once you verify that the call is legitimate, and if you feel comfortable, then you can do a phone appointment. But bear in mind though, Social Security understands that these are really crazy times, and your benefits will not be affected if you don't want the phone appointment. They understand that folks want to protect themselves. They understand that we're all scared. So if you do get a call from Social Security and you don't feel comfortable with a phone appointment, you want to wait until things calm down and you want to be able to meet with someone in person, that is fine with Social Security. Again, my colleague verified this. If they start pressuring you, then that is a scam. So that's what's bad out there in the world. Let's talk about how we protect ourselves. We know how to protect ourselves from COVID, the virus itself. We have masks, we have gloves, we're staying 6 feet away. Just know that if it sounds too good to be true, whatever it is, a phone call, a text, an email, someone talking to you in person, it is. Again, can't stress this enough. Just hang up. I'm pointing at that on the screen. If someone tries to intimidate you over the phone, please just hang up. Never, ever give out your Social Security number, your bank account number, your date of birth over the phone, via email, text, or anyone in person who you do not know or trust. Double check the website. Again, a pretty website doesn't mean that it's a legit website. Watch out for misspelled words. For some reason, some of the information I saw, scammers can't spell. And watch out for links that don't work. If it says click here for more information and you click on it and it takes you to, oh no, this page is under construction. Well, that could mean that this is a scam. Check out the 2 websites I put here. www.cdc.gov. That is the actual CDC website. If you get an email from cdc.com, .net, .ca, .us, .whatever, that's fake. This is the real website for the World Health Organization, www.who.int. It's not .com, it's not .gov, it's not .org, it's not .net. So just be mindful, because if you click on some of those links in those fake emails, again, those phishers, right, could send in their malware and just get everything off your computer. You have the right to ask questions. If something feels suspicious to you, just say, yeah, I'm not comfortable with this right now. Can I have a phone number, please? I'd like to call back and verify. And then ask out for support. Talk to your friends, your family, your colleagues, your social worker, your doctor. Talk to HIVE, talk to UCLA, anyone you trust. I do love that our client actually called and told us what happened with the Social Security, because now I can take that information and share it with all of you. Okay, what happens if you do get scammed? First off, please don't feel ashamed. It happens to a lot of people. These COVID criminals, or criminals in general, are really good at what they do. And if they weren't making money at it, they'd stop doing it. I would say the first thing to do is call your bank or banks ASAP and ask to speak with the fraud department and ask them to put a hold on your accounts and watch out for fraud. What they will do is go over the last several transactions with you, and you could say, yes, I went to Winchell's Donuts. No, I did not go to Nordstrom's. No, I did not buy $3,000 worth of computers at the Apple store. Yes, I did go to a 7-Eleven. So they will go through recent transactions that you can either approve or disprove. And they will actually put a hold on your account. It is a bit of a drag, but it's better than having all your money taken. I also highly encourage you to report the crime wherever you live, whether you live in Los Angeles and you're working with LAPD, if you live in West Hollywood, the WeHo Sheriff's Department. And I know it's complicated. Sometimes reporting a crime can make you actually feel like a victim all over again. I have been a crime victim. I have had my identity stolen. I've had a gun pointed at me. It's not fun, but at the risk of sounding like Olivia Benson from SVU, who's one of my favorites, by the way, reporting the crime will actually give you some of your power back. And you never know, they could catch the person, right? I also suggest that you contact the LA County District Attorney's Office. That is their website right there. You can also just Google Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office. They have a whole fantastic area devoted to scams. So maybe you're the very first person who have been scammed that way. You know what, the next thing they'll do, they will create a fact sheet in English or Spanish, or English and whatever language is appropriate for that scam. And that would be for you, that would be a way for you to help others. Also, highly suggested to contact the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. There's the link right there. Whoops, I just touched my face. Oh no, I gave myself COVID, sorry. The more you think about not touching your face, the more you want to touch your face. ftc.gov/complaint. And I beg you, to be a heroine, or a hero, pardon me, or a shero. Sharing your story with others, first of all, you'll get your power back. You will feel more empowered every time you share your story. You might save someone else from being scammed, just like what our client did in terms of Social Security. So also ask for help, because when you are a victim of a crime, again, I should know, I've been a crime victim many times, it's really traumatizing. So I also suggest you get emotional help as well. I'm sorry I didn't put this on the slide, but I like the image I found. Is the bravest thing that you can do is ask for help for being scammed, for being a crime victim, or for anything. I know it's really hard to ask for help, but it's the best thing you could do for yourself. And there's a lot of actually victims assistance programs out there. And also there are therapists and counselors and even support groups for crime victims. So I highly suggest for your own peace of mind, and also to, again, I'm going to be Olivia Benson and Oprah, to get some of your power back, report it, talk about it, and make sure it doesn't happen again. And I don't want to end on a downer. There are really great people working out there, working hard during this pandemic. Our grocery clerks, our nurses, our doctors, Dr. Fauci, who I put in the middle, who again has been such a friend to the AIDS community, law enforcement, ambulance drivers, they're out there putting their lives at risk every day to save people from car crashes. But who knows if someone in that car accident had COVID. Our trash is getting picked up, our recycling is getting picked up, mechanics, and oh my gosh, the hospitality industry. You know, if you can and if you're able to, please support your local restaurants. And if you can't, know that there is someone like Jose Andres. He's the guy on the cover of Time. He's a very famous chef who is known not only for his excellent food, but also for his philanthropy. When the earthquake happened in Haiti, he was there in a couple days feeding the people of Haiti. When actually when all the fires took place, gosh, was it last year? Oh my gosh, all the really, well, there's bad fires every year, but I feel like the really bad ones were last year. He was actually here feeding the first responders and also feeding people who have been displaced from their homes. And I know I left some other heroes and sheroes out. So let me know who else that you think are heroes and sheroes. And here, a moment with my cat Baxter, who was prowling around the apartment. Baxter, this is his way of encouraging you to please shelter in place. This is Baxter hiding not only in my apartment, but in the cabinet with my most sacred stuff right now, the toilet paper. And here's Baxter again, showing me what he thinks of the toilet paper. He knocked him down within like 2 seconds of the first photo because he's a cat and that's how he rolls. I'm gonna take questions in a second. I just wanna thank everyone who showed up tonight, who logged on. Stay safe from COVID and COVID criminals. I can't wait to see everyone again. I'm a hugger. I miss seeing the community. So please stay safe. And I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. I see some chats have come up. Let's see. Oh, no, or is that not? Well, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen so I can see folks. And I'd love to see, how do I stop sharing my screen? Stop share. Hi, everyone. I see